We will get started with our post-race media availabilities. We are now joined by our race-winning owner, Dale Earnhardt Jr. If you guys have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get a mic over to you. Who would like to start? We'll start with Mike.
Mike Hembry, NBC. Crazy finish. What did you think Noah had a shot going into the last couple of laps?
I thought that Kyle was going to win. Kyle's so talented. I just assumed that he knew exactly what he needed to do to get the win. And I think Kyle also was trying to race with respect, knowing what the situation was for the points and the two-car and all things going on there. So that kind of had him in a bit of a tough spot, but I thought for sure he's going to get around the two.
We'll go to Jordan.
Jordan Bianchi, The Athletic. A couple questions for me. Is this a race that Noah maybe a few years ago wouldn't have won because he wouldn't have had the patience and he maybe would have probably pushed it a little too hard?
I think that it's easy to get in the fence, trying to follow and being that second car in the dirty air behind the two. I think it's really easy to get into the wall. I don't know that certainly being more mature and having a lot more laps under his belt helps a lot, but it could happen to anybody. Any of the veterans even trying to push hard and get a little bit more at the end. It's easy to slip, and they run so close to the fence, especially in turn 3. So I was real proud of him, though. You wouldn't know it by the way the car looks now, but I thought he did a great job trying to get everything he could, and without costing himself a lot. He didn't get in the fence. He didn't hurt the car. He didn't lose a bunch of spots. He was sitting there when the opportunity was presented to him at the last lap to take the lead and win. And I think that was because he had the patience and understanding that maybe, he just did some smart things, I think, to keep himself out of trouble when he obviously wasn't in position to win the race. When Kyle got around him, he just said, all right, that's the way that is. And he watched him race it out, and it turned into some good fortune.
And the second one for me is you tweeted something this week about it. Larson, I believe, was originally going to be in the 88 for you guys, and then now 17 with Rick. Can you explain why the changeover?
Rick really wants the 17 to win, and so they just changed the number. And he just I understand that 100%. I'm into that kind of thing, and so I get why he would want to do that. And I think for Rick, just being able to see that car sit in victory lane or be able to see that car succeed would do something to him personally, and I can appreciate that. And so it doesn't make any difference to me if it's 88 or 17. We got a little bit of we got some. It's a part of us out there racing, and when I say us, I mean Junior Motorsports. It's whether it's meandering on the box or one of our guys, Jason. It doesn't matter. We know the car has some influence, and it's part of us, and we got a great partnership with Hendrick. But I thought it was cool. I thought, it was if he wants that number to win, then we'll try to do what we can to help make that happen. And they were in great position to do it tonight. And I know that was absolutely on Larson's mind those last several laps, because he mentioned it right before the race, that was something that he knew that was important to Rick.
And last one for me, a few days removed from North Wilkesboro and that event, what are your feelings on that?
It was just an incredible experience we'll probably never be able to have again. I think the future of that track is good, and I think it's got some value to the industry, and I can't wait to see what comes from that. But, I didn't know it was going to be that way, but it was just magic. Really was. It's something special, and I feel very lucky to have been a part of that, because I don't know. I'm excited too, because I think that probably won't be the last late model stock car race I run. That was so much fun driving that car. So just a great experience, getting to know all the people in the Cars Tour. Great tour. Happy to be a part of that all these years with our cars. Marcus and his team. I could talk about that for hours.
We'll go to Dustin and then to Hunter.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. In Noah's last 7 wins, They've come twice at Darlington, a Richmond, a Martinsville, a Phoenix, Pocono, and then there's a Talladega. Those certainly seem to be probably about the most difficult tracks for a driver. And I understand, you guys have got good cars, but, for him to win at these types of tracks, what does that tell you, or what are you seeing out of him as a driver, understanding, because you know what those places are like?
I just think that it says he's cup ready. When he first came to us, that he was a very, very raw individual from top to bottom, on the track, off the track, and he has personally been through a lot that I don't think I even understand, and I think that it's pretty incredible, to be honest with you. I mean, we aren't that far removed from a big mistake that he made in the middle of the race at Road America, and we're not that far removed from that. So, and there's still a lot to be. There's still mistakes to be made, but he can correct them. He has some self-awareness and some genuine qualities of great personality. I think that he had. So one of the things about Noah that I think is kind of gets unnoticed is that, he came in here and he definitely had some support from his family, but he went and made himself recognizable and created a persona, marketable, and we had a partnership with Bass Pro Shops, and they fell in love with him. He did that. We didn't do that. He did that by what he does, being himself. They love it. The more the more crazy he can be, they love it. And so, whether intentional or not, he has developed this path that's in front of him, himself, and so he deserves a lot of credit because, he enjoys being himself, and it's great for business. It's good for NASCAR. They should seize on it. I think he's one of the more recognizable, popular, unique, fun guys in the industry. And so if he can find some kind of success in the cup level, man, he will be a great asset to NASCAR because of what he's willing to do, and he's willing to get attention, and he has fun, and as long as he can stay on the right path, emotionally and make good decisions, he's got a really great opportunity in front of him that he created. I know I'm pretty impressed by the ability that he has to get these sponsors that he gets connected to get behind him and really like what he does, and fans are digging it. He's got a lot of people that might not love him, but all the good drivers had people that definitely hated him. So you're never going to have a whole crowd behind you, but he's certainly got some people that love to see him do well and support him.
We'll go to Hunter, and then we'll wrap up with Pete.
Dale, Hunter Thomas with thefourthturn.com. Is there any chance we might see at the NASCAR sanctioned Florence Motor Speedway or Dillon Motor Speedway soon?
Well, I don't think Dillon runs a late model stock, but I might be wrong. I've talked to Ron about going over there just to sign autographs for him, because when the Cars Tour put North Wilkesboro on their schedule, they took Dillon off of it, and I didn't know that was going to happen. So I called Ron and said, "Look, I'll come over there next year and just sign some autographs for you one weekend, because I didn't know they were going to take your race away." But Florence is definitely on my schedule. I raced there in the 90s on Friday nights. I realized that after the fact, after Wednesday, they don't run on Fridays anymore. Since the beach closed, they now run on Saturdays. So, but I would love to go over there on a week, regular show, and just show up and just relive my past. And it'll never be as great as it was, but I realize Wednesday it can be pretty dang fun. So I'd love to go to Florence and run. They have a 400, the PAL special they run at the end of the year. I don't know if that's on the schedule or not. Probably can't make that with my family. Probably can't sacrifice that. But next year, try to slip in there when Carson's not racing on the Cars Tour. Try to take one of our cars and go have some fun one Saturday. I'm gonna do that a few times. I think I'm not done driving the late model stock car. That was too much fun, and it gave me a lot of confidence to do it.
We'll go ahead and wrap up with
Thank
Pete.
y'all.
One more question.
one more?
It's
Okay.
okay. Yeah, he's going to serious.
Hey Dale, Pete Yakabelli with the Associated Press. Your drivers have won the last 4 Xfinity races here at Darlington. I know I know they're talented racers who know what they're doing, but is there something about the reverence you've always had for this place that kind of filters down to your race shop, and they know how much it means?
I wish I could say that. It's probably not true. I think it's just that they, number one, they're really, really good race car drivers. I think, you know, in our camp we have some guys with some incredible talent. Put them up against anybody out there. And this year we've got really fast cars. I think our cars seem to match well with certain tracks, Dover, here, and a couple of places where we just go and expect to run no matter how the performance is across the board. And I didn't know that statistic, so that's pretty incredible. You know, I never won here, kind of came close. They're trying to race Dick Trickle one time in '98, I think, but got passed by Harvick in the Cup race once. But, you know, it is a track where when you win, you get the respect of the industry as a driver. It's a track where everybody knows the driver plays a massive role. And a lot of times the driver plays maybe a smaller role, and the car's the most important part of the puzzle. But not here. It's a little more driver, I think, and everyone in the garage knows that. So when you do win here, people go, "Oh, man, that guy is better than I thought." So I'm happy for anytime any of our drivers get a win. I'm happy about that because I feel I get really proud because I know that they just showed everybody in the garage that not only are cars good, but the drivers are to be respected and revered a little bit from their competitors.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you for your time, Dale.